What up, people? What up, my people? We are live and direct, and we are here for another live episode of the 12 Man Show. Got Szoboszlai in the house. May have some other additions to the panel, but for right now, it's just me and my Scouser in the house with you. How are you,
Yeah,
Lee?
good, mate. Good, excellent. Hope everyone's well too.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Um, We are trying to do this correctly, but um, I am going to start off the show by saying what is going on in the show. Let's break it down to you like that. We're at the point of the season where Liverpool isn't necessarily I don't know. It's like it's a weird time for Liverpool because all these times, every time we get into these conversations, it seems like it's a new dilemma or some a new name in the headline, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So in January, especially since it is what it is. But 1 minute you're tracking a right back crisis, the next minute you're doing the what time Musala is going to arrive back from AFCON. And then next thing we're talking about Barnsley or something along those lines. It's a weird situation, I would say, because we definitely have to put it into terms as to where we are in with this this roller coaster season. Like is there any, would you call it anything less, Lee?
it's a bit of a roller coaster, isn't it? This season, like, started well, then went really bad, then got a bit better, then got bad again. Now we've got a bit better again. So yeah, it's been a little bit like that, hasn't it?
Yeah. Um, yeah, it is weird. I guess so. Today we're going to do an episode where we're going to talk about, obviously, update. We're going to do Salah's timeline. We're going to do Robbo's contract situation, slots right back solutions that are starting to feel like a roulette wheel. For those of us that know what a roulette wheel is, I guess. And excuse me. And we're going to also talk about some other things that are going on with the lineups. Like as in who we should like. As in, I saw some articles that were very interesting articles. They talked about Rio. They talked about Slot made a declaration about Neoni, what was very interesting. So we're going to talk about our youth academy, which is what we were talking about slightly yesterday, and. We don't have Nolante here to weigh in on it today. Possibly, maybe later on, but for right now, we don't. But we're also going to talk about VAR as well. So that'll be at the end of the show. Talk about the dreaded VAR, which is interesting. I saw this and I thought about whether it would really matter, considering that we've apparently been very harshly ruled upon by VAR this season. We all know a couple of different takes that we would all take on to task. But VAR I don't even know if VAR could put us in better position than we are currently. We would still probably a better position in the sense of the state of the club, I guess you could say. So it is what it is. I'm not going to make it. I probably won't be too nice in my segment about that, but we're going to get all into that. So I guess what we could say is let's get into what is the first subject. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Are you ready, Lee, for our
Mm-hmm.
first segment? All right, cool. All right, so I guess let's start with the headline that affects the next two fixtures immediately, and that is Mo Salah's AFCON return and what it means for Liverpool's next week. It's going to be very, very important to see. We all know that it's going to be very important to see what type of demeanor he's going to come back with. I think it's the most important thing. We all know that he has been on a quest to win this this tournament. Unfortunately, he's come up against another, another red, but always a red, but a former red in Mane. That's been the obstacle in him doing that, and it's been tough. It's been real tough. So I don't know what we're going to see out of it. Are you excited for his return, or are you?
Yeah, to a degree, yeah. He should be in fine fettle when he comes back. He's had a nice long break now, to get all that nonsense out of his system, with the being drop thing. So, yeah, I'm pretty much looking forward to having him back, definitely, and seeing, what sort of shape he's in mentally, how long it takes him to get into the swing of things. We desperately need him, don't we?
I mean, there is the case that you have to consider that it's not straight home. There's a third place playoff against Nigeria,
Yeah.
and the reporting is that Salah and Omar Marmoush will still be available for that match. How active they are in it is a big question. I think a lot of us are hoping that it's minimal activity for them, or at least for Salah. I care less what happens. Play Marmoush all you want, but it also means no Salah for Marseille away on Wednesday, possibly, and then the more realistic return is probably Bournemouth away on Saturday. Big day, great day, January 24th. Mark it in your calendars. Anyhow, now. I know some fans hear that and think it's a dead rubber. Let's get him on the plane. What's the meaning of him being in a third place match? And the honest answer to that is Salah is the captain. It's a national duty thing, and from Liverpool's perspective, it could be frustrating. I understand that, but it's also clarity. We can stop guessing. We can plan the front line for Marseille. And accept that Bournemouth is probably where he's back in the fold, and that matters. I'm asking you real quick before I even continue on. Does Salah get right back into the lineup for you, Lee?
At the moment, he would, because we're a few players short. But I mean, Hugo's back now, isn't he? By the time Mo's back, Hugo will be back in the team, so it won't be as cut and dried as it might have been a week ago. But yeah, I expect him to get back into it pretty quickly. Yeah, maybe not to start, but he will come on. I think for a couple of long sub appearances, maybe one long sub appearance, and then he'll start a game. I think. I hope anyway. That's what I'm hoping.
Are you? Do you want him to be in the lineup? Is the better question, I guess. Do you think that we've seen some real continuity from Frimpong being our right wing? We've gotten that pace back on the right wing. We've gotten some gelling of him being able to cross and get involved in he's even scored himself, but also getting involved in passing to our interior options. Are you even? Is it a case where you're like, let's, before we rush and bring Salah back, let's let Frimpong kind of have a little bit of a run at it? Or is it maybe for you, is it maybe a case where I'm going to put it like, maybe if we don't do that, we could be right back to where we were before he left, and have some hurt feelings, basically?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get used to playing with Frimpong behind him at right back, because that's more than likely who he's going to be playing with now. But he hasn't really played with him yet because Frimpong's been injured, and I think Meg's played him a couple of times, but he's got to get used to having a different right back behind him still. That seemed to be a little bit of a part of the problem early season, maybe. That he was adjusting to having someone different behind him, whoever that was. But yeah, I think I expect things to go quite smoothly on his return. I'm not saying he's going to walk back into the side and then stay there, but he's definitely got to be put in the team and see what sort of form we get out of him, because we need the boost of his return. it'll be a big boost for us, like, to have him back. After this, this little period for AFCON. And we have been short of a few players lately. It's not the same as it was when he left. But as I said before, because it's been quite a long break for him, hopefully that's cleared his head. And, it's been enough time for Arnie, to, calm down on that, like, and all that shit, like. So, yeah, I think it should be okay, like, hopefully.
Everything's cooled down and everything, basically.
Yeah, I'm hoping so anyway.
I was happy to see, obviously, them, they did the embrace before the game, Salah and Mane. Obviously, that was going to be a big, camera moment. And then after the game, Salah went up to Mane and wished him well, wished him luck in the next match, which was a very, very cordial and very, admirable thing to do. No harm, no foul type situation, or, no hurt feelings. Of course, it would have been nice to see. Do you think that this was this Salah's last real chance to win this AFCON, do you think? Do you think he'll have another opportunity?
I think he will get another opportunity because I think he'll probably still be playing. Yeah, he'll still be playing by the next one, won't he? Mm-hmm. Oh, he's going to get another opportunity, definitely, even if he isn't at Liverpool.
Okay. I mean, it's international duty, so obviously, yeah, it depends. I even if he were, he could go on and play in Saudi Arabia and still have opportunities to play for his international or his national team. But it is a question of, like, does he find himself getting too stretched out, or too labored over taking on both national and club duties, which can be pretty incredibly difficult on anyone. The Barnsley match, talking about that, didn't have anything really super magical about it, other than it did have some individual brilliant moments. I'm not going to dispute that. But, whether it was Dom's goal or even Frimpong's goal were both excellent goals. But what about Barnsley do you carry into this next matchup with some real understanding of, okay, what do we have next? What do you expect next to happen with our team?
Well, for Barnsley, I don't think it changed too much, but obviously Ekitike will come in. Now he's back, and a couple of others. I don't think it'll change too much. Like, Kirk hasn't come back in, like, and Kirk has Ekitike will come back in from the start against Burnley. Obviously Gravenberch and Vert. But I mean, Vert was only missing from the beginning for the FA Cup game, wasn't he? But yeah, I think he'll keep it much the same, like, with just the few returning players back in the side who've had a bit of a rest or have been injured or whatever.
Yeah. Were you happy to see us go, like, pretty heavy with the starters, or with, like, the big hitters for us in that Barnsley game? Because now we have Burnley at home. It's not going to be. I mean, Burnley's obviously a tougher opponent than Barnsley, but being that they're a Premier League team, but they're certainly going to be set up very similar in their shape against us. Are you optimistic, or are you pessimistic about the approach that we take against them?
Well, I think they're going to make it really tough for us. We've seen that at their ground, so God knows how deep they're going to defend Anfield. But we know that's what they're going to do. We've just got to get round it, get round it, and get round them. The low block, like, and the dogged defensive work, we've got to get round that with skill and ingenuity, and hopefully we'll do that at least enough times to win the match.
Okay. Okay. We got JK in the house. I just saw that. Sorry. I got
Hi,
two
bro.
screens set up here, so I
Okay.
didn't see usually it gives me a ding or a little noise, but it didn't do
The
it this
noise
time.
comes, yeah.
Yeah. How are you doing?
All good, bro. All good.
All
Bless
right,
up
all
Lee as
right.
well.
People in the chat saying what up?
Bless up Norman, Cedric, Helio, Lone Sheep. Bless up, man.
Yeah, it was telling. We're just talking a little bit about Salah's return, but we'll get more. I guess we can get more in depth in it in a second. But I think more of yesterday we talked about a lot of youth academy business, or at least like about the angles of what our team does by bringing in certain youth players, or trying to go after wonder kids a little bit more than we have possibly in the past. And it's really telling. I saw Arnie Slot on the sideline. He looked a little stressed. He's a little bit stressed, because he's trying to figure out how to manage all these minutes for all these players, how to get these players some real time on the pitch. It makes a difference too. And he's watching a team that still has random errors in it, a team that he's trying to. I heard, for instance, a statement that I believe, and is something that I've been really pressing on when I was talking about some of the other content creators out there that are trying to say everything's fine, everything's good. I'm not going to dispute the fact that Arnie Slot has definitely made us a more compact, or at least a better team, in the sense of going out, defending, trying to hold the game in the balance that we could actually have an opportunity to win, or at least get some type of result from it. However, are you under the same pretense as myself, saying that I think that Arnie has taken the dial and turned down the intensity, I guess you could say, a little bit too much, maybe? Like he's taken it to a level where because we're giving up, or because we've sacrificed certain things, where we've thus sacrificed the opportunities that we normally create. We're not very exploratory when it comes to trying to take chances or risks. We're more conservative and trying to be compact with our approach. Do you agree with that, or is that too easy of a blanket statement, I guess? JK. Oh, JK. Maybe not. I guess JK's not with us. Do you get what I'm trying to say though, Lee?
About the way we approach the Burnley games, you mean?
No, I mean Slot in general. There's been I've heard a couple other people say this lately. I think it was David Lynch, who I do respect, a good journalist. He was talking about this, and he was talking about how we've taken out we've had to sacrifice things to make our defense, for instance, more compact. You've noticed that we've been scoring, we've been letting in less goals. However, we've been scoring less goals as well. So therefore, we've at least before we were whether it was Leeds or whatever, we were putting up some numbers, but now it seems like because we're making that sacrifice, we're not creating opportunities because we're being a little bit too conservative. We're being a little bit too.
No, I can see where you're coming from with that one. I think everyone's thought about that a bit, the way things are at the moment. But I'm okay with it. If we were to win games 1-0 or 2-1, an awful lot in the near future, that'd be made up. Especially a loads of 1-0s. I love 1-0s sometimes. It doesn't have to be a high scoring game as long as you win. In a quite convincing. Sometimes you can win very convincingly 1-0, can't you? So I'm okay with that as long as we do keep the goals out and manage to get at least one. But long term, you would want something a bit more exciting. But we are where we are at the moment. So he has tailors it a bit, hasn't he? He's been playing the forward and midfield a lot in recent weeks. And that was because we were conceding so many sloppy, bloody goals. We were conceding some god-awful goals. So, we had to do something. I just don't think it's like the right balance, but I know where you're coming from, about that, like, shutting it down a bit, like, trying to keep it tight means we're not as dangerous going forward, but,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Is that frustrating to you? I mean, that's a little frustrating. I mean, I've been frustrated by already since last year. But I mean, is that frustrating to you? I get, and also, you could probably attest that to me being more susceptible to like the Klopp error type approach, where it's just all out blitz and and it's all out offense and defending and pressing. Now it seems like it's a little bit less of that and more of
I don't want to see
bend,
this
don't break.
long term. Yeah, I don't want to see this long term for us, but if it's a bit of a stopgap on the way to higher confidence, better form, then I'm okay with it, provided we
How
win.
do you transition out of it, though?
Provided we win. You know what I mean?
How do you transition though out of this? Like because there is and this is my perception at least. I think that teams gain rhythm the same way we talk about players gaining form. I think teams collectively can gain rhythm, and that rhythm can be good or bad. It could be a bad rhythm or a good rhythm or no rhythm. But if you want to look at it that way, but why I'm bringing that up is that is it maybe dangerous to get a team a little bit too cultured into, okay, we're not going to keep the pedal down to the metal. We're not going to press and try to take risks or really press the issue. Is it a chance that like this could I know it's getting us results, but considering all things considered, is there still a chance that it could be a negative against us in that, you kind of like you take the dog out of the man type situation, like as in take the bark out of the dog or something, I guess you could say.
Yeah. It's a strange one, like at the moment. I don't think that's going to happen. Like I think it's just where we are at the moment, and yeah, like Lone Sheep saying there, he's having to play it safe or he's out of a job. So this is really facilitating the football that we're playing. That we, he's sort of like doesn't want to have any mistakes, like or he's out of a job. Because if we get a bad run of results again, like I think that'll definitely do for him. If we get like 30 easy feats in like say 6 games or something, if that happens again this season, I think that'll do for him. Like, and he'll leave in the summer. At this point, he's probably still got a chance of keeping his job, so he's going to play it cagey probably in order to keep his job. And then, like I said, when the confidence increases, hopefully we can play better. Like you've seen it with opposition teams this season that they could, smell fear on us or uncertainty that when we weren't playing well, a couple of them games we lost, we were just terrible. Teams just, once got one goal or whatever, or had one good attack, then they were all over us, like, because they could sort of smell indecision, like, and hesitancy on our side. Yeah, we've got to get things sorted going forward, like. But as I said, I'll take any type of win at the moment. And if there's a 1-0 one and a dour game, a few chances, I'm okay with that as long as we win.
Yeah, and there was something in the chat here. Let me bring it up again. This was directed to you, Lee. Or actually, I don't know if this was to. I think this was directed to you.
What I was saying about I'm okay with it. That's what he's saying. It's boring. It is. I don't like it myself, but I'm just talking about where we are at the moment, and we've got to like keep on getting results, and then hopefully the form will kick in. But we're still a bit nervous at the moment, like and don't look quite sure of ourselves. But hopefully that'll change. And I like this run of fixtures. I think this, we can do something with this run of fixtures. There's nothing in there that scares me out of the upcoming games. Like,
There were some really good comments. I was putting them up as you were speaking. I'll get to Hylor's comment about Heitinger. But there was something, and this is what I agree with too, what Norman and Jimmy are talking about. And that is like this. You can if you try to control or you try to micromanage the team too much, you can take away the expressiveness, the creativity of the team. And it's a dangerous precedent. Yes, you have more controlled games. Yes, you have more of a more balanced approach towards your end goal. But at the very same time, if you look at the goals we scored, they haven't been because of the run of play. It hasn't been because, we had, you could see all these different, types of progression that we had with our team and it amounted to this or that. No, a lot of the times, a lot of our goals have been individual moments of brilliance, whether it's a wonder strike by Dom or whether it's it's Frimpong taking on a defender and getting around his defender, or a cross that gets tapped in, something like that. Those aren't necessarily a result of the structure of the team. It's more of individuals taking opportunities and making the most of them and expressing themselves, of course. And I will say that they are expressing themselves, but at the same time, we're not getting those results from other types of play. And Hyler's asking, when did we park the bus? In what game? We parked the bus in the Arsenal game. We parked the bus in the Arsenal game. In the first half, we did somewhat of a, at times we had 5, if not 6 guys back in the back line. We had our forwards dropping back deep. I think Nalante pointed out one time about how there was at one point of the game he saw I think it was Eketike, or it was our forward that was playing as our left center half at one point. That's when I'm referencing parking the bus, which is like basically overstacking our final third when it comes to it. That's what I'm referencing.
Yeah, it was understandable at Arsenal because they're on the crest of a wave. And I wouldn't say we're on the crest of a slump, but we've not long come out of one and they're on the crest of a wave. So it was understandable how we set up at Arsenal. To be honest, I was made up with the 0-0 at Arsenal. I was really pleased because I did think we would lose that game. So I was pleased with that, even though it was like a crappy game and that didn't really bother me that much, the quality of the game. It was just that we got a result in the toughest of places in the Premier League at the moment, which is the home of the leaders.
It says, do you think, Lone Sheep is asking, do you think our squad is totally committed to Slot's brand of football? They were bought for a different system. The current system doesn't benefit anyone. Whose strengths are we playing to really? That's
I think Slot maybe didn't anticipate as many teething problems for getting the new players assimilated and bedded into the team, like Vert, like the others, he probably thought it'd be easier than what it's turned out to be. And that's the difference from last season, the brand of football, isn't it? He's trying to stamp his own mark on it. And I think it's been a bit harder than what he probably imagined it might be after we bought all them players.
He's definitely taken you've seen him adjust and adapt throughout last season and this season. And I don't mind seeing that, really. I don't really necessarily mind seeing that. I've always asked that, what comes first, the chicken or the egg question, which is do you prefer to be a team that teams have to adjust to, or do you prefer to be a team that you can adjust to your opposition? You know, I guess at times I would say I would like to be both, kind of. I would like to definitely have an identity of being a team that we can stick to a main premise, But if there is a team that is well suited to possibly neutralize whatever it is that we're going to be bringing out as our identity, maybe being able to adapt to their weaknesses would be the ideal thing, of course, in my opinion. But it is a real I guess philosophical question sometimes. It's not easy.
Under Klopp, it was very much a case of others having to adapt to the way we played. We just played the way we played, and other teams had to change, and that to keep up with us. And that, I mean, even Pep, when he come in at City after that season where we knocked him out the Champions League over 2 legs, and then we had a good league season as well. He said, at the end of that season, even though they won the league, he said that the following season when it kicked off, he said, I've changed the way I'm doing things because of the way Liverpool play. He said, if I stayed playing the way I was against Klopp's team, I'd have no chance. He said, I've had to think in new ways to fight the man, basically, is what he was saying. I kind of liked that when he said that. It was interesting to hear that even the mighty Pep, with all his...
with all of his resources,
was he had to think of something new to keep up with Klopp.
Yeah, they're second half we had 65% of the ball. That's really not parking the bus, but I know what you're getting, where you are getting. Also, what was the percentage of that game? What was the percentage we parked the bus only in the first half. I didn't say we parked the bus in the second half of the Arsenal game, by the way. I'm not saying that, High Lord. We had possession. We came out of our shell in the second half. We kind of I guess we almost, what's a good way of putting it, maybe, and Lee, maybe you can back me up on this one, because I know that you are a sports fan. We sort of did the rope-a-dope in a sense, in that first half, we just basically were rope-a-dope, meaning the Muhammad Ali approach to boxing.
Ali
at least in the latter stages of his career, that became, in the beginning stages, he was he float like a butterfly and stung like a bee. But towards the end, in the later stages of his career, he started to do the whole hanging out by the rope and kind of defending and letting his opponents basically get punch drunk, and get tired off of their attempts. And that's, I think, what happened in the Arsenal game, which is they were very, very especially in that first 20 to 30 minutes, they were on the front foot. They were trying to attack us with everything they had. And then as we got closer and closer to the second half, we had a little glimpse of something. And then and it would have been great if Connor Bradley could have had it, but that open goal. But then it all kind of fizzled out for Arsenal in that second half. And that's why that's what I'm referencing is with that. Big up Dara.
Hi, Dara. Mate, cool.
There was something that was said by Lone Sheep said the thing about last season was if his style didn't work in the first half, we could default to Klopp's football in the second half. I actually agree with that take. Actually, he made adjustments, but you would definitely see those adjustments would be okay. Where do we go to get some more added intensity or more added pressing and the likes. We often started the games with Jota, but then ended up reverting to Nunez to go in that second half. Even if we very rarely did we go to Elliott, but sometimes we can go that direction as well, just to try to get a little bit of adrenaline punch to our team in those games. Let me see what else you guys are talking about before I move on here.
Hi, Jimmy, as well in the chat.
Yeah. Shout out, Jimmy. Definitely. Our midfielders handled the majority of responsibility for the whole team. Those three midfielders at any given time, has the responsibility of the pressing and the ball winning. I think that's a difference, and that's another thing of what we're trying to bring to light, and that is like in a Klopp team, yeah, you had the midfield was your work engine. It was basically the players that really did a lot of the running, a lot of the tracking, but it also, I guess, again, I'm suited to a team that has a front three that makes it more of, we're not going to wait till you get to our midfield. We're going to press you with our forwards. We're going to press you with our wingers, our inside forwards, if you want to call them that sometimes, I think that makes a difference. And we don't really do as much of that, it seems like, as we used to. But it is something that I've recognized. And it's something that I miss, actually. Something I actually missed. I had I had something in the description that I called like the blaming on Rio, because there were some Evertonians that trying to take a little shot, like low blows to Rio, and saying how some of the Evertonians were calling him a flop and saying that he's nothing but a step over merchant or something along those lines. Look, 4-1 Barnsley. I know some are going to say, okay, it's a lower level team. You should score 4 goals, if not more, against a team like that. I get it. That's well and good. But to some of those teams, it's a chance of a lifetime. They play out of their skin, and you get a real match. They scored a goal on a mistake, albeit. But we're in the next round. This job done, lovely bit of work, right? Except maybe it doesn't feel lovely for some. And that's because for 65 minutes of the game, it felt like one of those performances where you technically are on top. You've got the ball, you've got the crowd behind you, you've got some real individual terms of quality, and yet you still look like you're one mistake, unfortunately, maybe 2, away from turning a comfortable night into a mess. I think that like Dom doesn't make that costly turnover where it ends up being 1-1. Guess what? I think then we don't maybe see a prolonged Virgil appearance. We don't maybe see some of the minutes be shaved off of for some of the players that we were expecting to see in that game. And that's what the Barnsley goal did. I'm not here to crucify Dom, by the way. He even came out and said, quote, "Sorry to the team. I made it hard for us." And I give him respect for acknowledging that, for owning the mistake and moving on. But the larger point is this. It was typical Liverpool this season. Sitting in the driver's seat, but always one brain fade away from chaos. And then I brought up Rio, so let's talk about our Rio Bravo. Honestly, I love what I saw in this game from the kid. I think he needs minutes. I am starting to gravitate towards, I'd like to see more minutes from Rio this season than we've actually gotten to see. I think he needs repetition. He needs some pressure moments, but also some moments to be and play his own game. He was constantly asking for the ball in that game, wanted it at his feet, wanted to go over the top, wanting to run at people. Played like someone who's been, I think personally, hungry watching from the sideline. And that's something that you have to understand is something you want to see. You want to see desire and intensity in a player wanting to be on that pitch. I don't know if he overdid it. Some are saying that he did overdo it with his step overs and the approach he took. I'm not one of those people. I enjoyed his. I enjoyed what he had to offer. It just, I think, more repetition, we'll start to see it even more fine tuned. And I think he also brings one of the few elements that he's one of the few players that can bring that Frimpong-esque type approach to the game on the left side for us now, with the choices that we have. But there is something to ask. Are you the panel? Is this for the panel? Are you judging that Barnsley performance as professional job done, or is this another example of Liverpool needing to still work out some of the kinks in the armor?
Yeah, I was pretty satisfied with the way we went about it. Job done. The goal we conceded was an aberration and put pressure on us. Meant we had to use subs to make sure of winning the game, and that was the main thing that was wrong with the performance. Really, was conceding. But yeah, I was pretty satisfied with it. Like, thought it was okay. You know, Barnsley shows a lot of spirit and has a go. You know, has a bit of fight in them, like, and wasn't that easy a game. But yeah, I was quite satisfied. It wasn't a brilliant performance, like, but we did what we needed to do.
Yeah, same.
Some lovely goals, though. That was the main thing.
Yeah,
Lovely
all
goals against Barnsley.
Yeah, all goals are good. For me, bro, like Szoboszlai, what he did, that little back heel thing, he didn't just come off what he wanted to do. He kept, like, I love how people blow things up about it. Like, come on, man. It's not Man United last minute, like I said before, last minute, and they've scored. You know what I mean? Because of that. It's Barnsley, we won 4-1 anyway. But I think all goals just show. I like the way Ekatike and Wirtz came on and just flowed. And they clicking now. Both came from the Bundesliga. Frimpong sort of getting into it as well now. Kirkes as well. So slowly, every player who's signed new are sort of getting into the flow now. And that's what I say to people 3-4 months ago. They were moaning, man. We shouldn't have brought Wirtz, Isaac and Frimpong and this and that. And like, but what do you expect? Isaac to come in his first game and score a hat-trick every game? Like,
yeah,
on,
I agree.
Newcastle messed him out. Newcastle messed him around enough.
Naivety. Yeah.
You know, I just don't understand the patience in football no more, bro. Come on, man. It's like, but everyone thinks these guys are robots and stuff. Football's has its ups and downs. Not every player's going to hit the ground running. Ekatike has. And then now he's sort of, in the past month or so, you can see the fatigue in him because of the pressure. He's at Liverpool compared to Frankfurt and stuff. But fair play to him. He's a top little... He's a good little player, man. But everyone's sort of running... It's only Isaac, and he scored, actually, before he got injured. You know, just like... That's the madness all about it. There's us celebrating the Wirtz-Isaac combination that's finally happened. What happens next is sort of out, and that's the pity. Because I think if Isaac kept on, like, scored, got up and carried on, I think he would have been in the flow of things by now. And so then all the signings would have been clicking. So yeah.
Yeah, this match weirdly was, I guess, a little dress rehearsal for us for this game that we have coming up against our next opponent, and it for large parts we look like a team trying to solve a puzzle with the picture on the box. You know what I mean? Like, remember you put a jigsaw puzzle, you're trying to figure things out, and you're trying to be like, I think this goes here. You know, but it is still Barnsley. I get that. I do get that. It is still Barnsley. I think the approach our coach took wasn't necessarily the approach he took last year against a lower level team. This obviously was something of a change. There's another Youth Academy player that didn't get the minutes that I thought he was going to get in this game. I actually thought he would possibly even start this game, and that's Trey Neone. Slot came out and basically admitted he might have gotten it wrong when it comes to Trey Neone. Trey Neone's not going to get, let's not get it twisted. Trainioni, unlike maybe even Rio, is not going to get the kind of minutes we expect or even anticipate for a youth academy player or a former youth academy player. He said he felt sorry for him. At 2-1, he thought he needed changes to win, not to develop young talent. And that's the tightrope that we're walking. Like, this coach, again, is so focused on saving his job rather than just developing his players and his team and allowing it for the evolution to organically grow. It's a similar approach. Would you rather see Arne Slot try to save his, I wouldn't even say save his job, because I think if he just goes about trying to, trying to limit the damage and just get through the season, I don't think that saves his job, especially with some of the openings, with some of the coaches that are starting to become available, if not will be available in the summertime. But it reminds me of Vincent Kompany, and it's kind of interesting, the team that we're going up against next in Burnley, in that he was their former coach. But Vincent Kompany chose to, for instance, not change his methods from the championship. He was determined to try to, get this team settled into playing open football, playing a little bit more, or at least a little bit more open football than it's used to, and continuing what they were doing in the championship, which was scoring goals, getting open play goals and the likes. It didn't work out for them. They got, obviously relegated, and it ended up costing Kompany his job. Kompany is obviously going on to bigger and better things by going on to the Bundesliga, coaching one of the biggest teams there. But hold on a second. Okay. Sometimes if my phone rings, it rings in my headset here. But why I bring up the whole Kompany thing is this: would you prefer to have a coach do just that, just stick to his guns and try to further develop the team, further press, bringing in the identity that he's looking to do, or would you rather him, try to plug the leaks in the ship and just get to a final destination for us? Hopefully you can hear me.
Look, bro, like that game against Barnsley, if our fringe players couldn't handle them,
can you guys hear? Can you guys still hear me? Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I can hear. Can you hear me?
Okay. JK, Lee, you there?
Yeah.
Greg, carry on.
All right.
Can you hear us, 12?
Interesting.
12 can't hear us.
He's changing his headphones.
Yeah. Testing. In the chat, they can let us know who they can hear out of us three.
All right.
Cool.
Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
For some reason, I can't hear anything.
Hmm.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm not hearing anything. I'm talking, but I'm not hearing anything. Let me try this again.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you talking.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I hear everyone. Okay. Interesting. I can, for some reason, not hear
Dara said he can hear all of us.
anyone. I don't see the things going for Lee or...
Yeah.
Oh, we can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, for some reason, I can't hear you guys. I can now see JK talking a little bit.
Should
Let me
we?
try.
We come
I'm
back
going to
out
bring
and
myself
back
out and then bring.
in? Okay, cool.
Hopefully that does it.
Yeah.
That was a good move, isn't it?
All right, back to what I was trying to say. Choose Gabra. We hear everyone. Gabra? I don't know what Gabra is. I'll look
Gabra.
that up for you. Hi, Laura. But again, like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you have an opinion on the approach our coach should take? I guess you could say.
Well, for me, he don't really like using players that much who could be youth, could be a Chiesa, Rio.
Just gonna refresh my thing here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a like Rio, bro. The game he played against Barnsley the other day. He was okay. He did his little Michael Jackson dancing and stuff. He didn't really affect the game as much, like setting up chances or this, that, and the other. But he looked lively, you know.
I can hear you now.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he looked lively, Rio. And he's got there like really. Look at his FA Cup lineup at home to Barnsley compared to say Plymouth last year. Bro, we had Virgil van Dijk on the pitch. Works. Szoboszlai. Like, he weren't messing around this year. He didn't want that headache where he plays a weekend team. He didn't want to risk that. So you've seen in his lineup, he weren't risking that because he knew the heat that will come with that. Losing to Plymouth last year, bro, the heat. That was the first time he had any heat since he was with us. That's the truth, you know? And he was like, oh. So the FA Cup was a bit serious then, yeah? So this season, you've seen it. First home game against Barnsley, bro. Come on. And he's playing not a full strength, but a top team, you know?
Yeah.
Look, Arne Slot's... he don't play fast enough football for me. Like, you see when Ekatike and Wirtz came on and the way they were linking up, where Jones got the ball, drove it into Ekatike, he did that little flick. Wirtz got the ball and goal. That's the type of football we want to see. But it don't happen enough. Because I feel the midfielders are too, I wouldn't say scared, but they're not trying them passes enough for me. Get them into the box as a striker, bang, bang, goal. So, Arne Slot don't play fast enough football, man.
Yeah. The recycling of the ball is way too much for me. The side-to-side passing,
I quickly want to say something quickly. Have you noticed the pattern where in a game we're leading, and what would happen, Will? The last 7-8 minutes, including injury time, that is, we seem to be letting the other team have the ball and attack us. Have you noticed that?
I can see that, yeah. Whether it's Spurs, yeah. I don't know. You tell me. That's the reason why I'm saying about the whole, like, just stick to your britches, and continue to, develop what it is that you're trying to develop. Because, I mean, otherwise you end up with cases like the Spurs game, which is not too long ago, where, we're going up against a 10 and then eventually a 9-man Spurs team that had a good amount of the possession of the ball at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Where they're searched, that's troubling.
Awful. That was awful to go through when 9 men are just pinned in our own box. Like,
that was embarrassing, bro.
For a minute, she was just like, "What is this? How can we not get out of this?" But actually,
ain't there no player on the pitch who just stands up and says, "You know what? I'm going to take control of this game."
You would hope.
I just don't understand it. We did it against Fulham as well, and what happened there, bro? The guy smacked him from outside the box and scored a screamer. As soon as I seen the guy coming on, I just knew this guy is not even going to touch the ball. But when he does, he's going to fucking score, and he did.
I mean, this is the thing with any transition, whether it's like transition of players or like changing your system. or both at the same time. It's how long does it take? How long are you prepared to give him? Like, you know, before it clicks into gear and we see what it is he's trying to do. Because sometimes I don't know what he's trying to do in games. Like,
Yeah.
considering the amount of good players we have, like, you know, I want us to, in the remainder of the season, for the most part, try and take the initiative and just, you know, beat teams because we have better players that are more dangerous. Don't worry about them as much, you know, and try and get after teams a bit more. And early in games as well, the way we used to under Klopp, we'd get at teams from the minute go under Klopp sometimes, you know, and we'd have them beat, like, you know, within half an hour. But yeah, Slot ain't that guy, is he? Like, he's not that type of guy. But like I say, it's just how long is this transition going to take before we see a little bit of fruit from it?
Yeah, like when I look at football, football's an adrenaline giver. It gives you adrenaline when you watch it. This team is not giving me that. Bar that goal at Newcastle, the third one. I was like, ooh, you know, that third goal where Rio scored it. That was the one move this season where I thought, oh, that's football.
That's what we're missing. Yeah.
And I just don't understand the philosophy of Arne Slot here right now. What you trying to do, bro? Keep possession and let the keep possession, keep the ball. When defenders have the ball, it's very unlikely you're going to score. So the more the defenders have it, less likely the other team are going to worry about us.
Right.
And why does the opposition always have the end of the game now? It's like end of game, 10 minutes, the opposition are going at us. Who invites us that in? Is it the coach or is it the players? Like, who's standing up there? So there's a few things that with Slot, he just... I think Klopp spoiled us, you know, in that energy he brought onto the pitch. Andy Robertson, all this, you know, like the energy. And this guy's energy, is he trying to conserve it? Is he trying to look after his energies in the players? What you saving it for? You know?
Yeah.
We've got a big game against Marseille soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it, bro.
Yeah. It's a real question.
He steadied the ship, though. He steadied the ship. Thank God. Because no matter what, though, I'm not a type of fan who wants the manager us to lose games so the manager gets sacked. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan.
No.
So he sort of steadied the ship. And we've been on a run, but a lot of them games that we could have won, we drew instead. So that's the only... that and the giving the end of games to opposition. Like, for me, that's just too much.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit too much to take because who knows where we'd be if, like, maybe we showed a little bit more togetherness or maybe a little bit more I wouldn't say adventure, but a little bit more courage, maybe. But as you're pointing out, maybe have a little bit more pride and say, have that one person that steps up. You know, Curtis Jones said he was going to be that person when necessary. Actually, in that Spurs game, unfortunately, he kind of dropped the ball a couple of times in that game. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus, but like that game wasn't necessarily one of his better games. And he's had a bunch of them this year. So yeah, you learn and you hopefully bounce back or at least build upon it. And that's where we're at with them because I agree with everything you said. There's a lot of what this coach does that we should be able to bring about a semblance of progression or positivity, and it's unfortunately not the case when it comes to like some of what we've seen, despite the fact that we are on a winning streak. We are on a little bit of a winning streak. Are you disappointed that Trey Neone didn't get really any playing time in that game?
He could have if they didn't score, perhaps. Just like Virgil may have come off towards the end, and Gravenberch may not have had to have come on. But the goal changed.
I would have played Trey Neone. Yeah, I would have gave him a few minutes. They're the sort of games you want to play them guys. Look, at the end of the day, I think the reason Curtis Jones gets a lot of game time is because he might be doing something in training the manager likes. You know what I mean? Because when you look at Curtis's game on the pitch, it ain't always great. But in training, he's giving full 100%, I think. Hence why he's getting more game time than Simeone, Rio, and all that, bro. They're kids as well. They're young, you know what I mean? Their energy might be totally different to everyone else's. So you got to understand that as well. I think a lot goes on. Team selection comes a lot from the training ground, my opinion.
Okay. And do you think that Curtis Jones is outplaying he's outplaying McAllister in practice, you think, or
on the pitch as well this season, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But recently, Jones, I just feel Jones got man of the match for us against Barnsley. I'm not sure why though.
Right. Oh, Jones did? Yeah, against Barnes. Jones's numbers were exceptional, actually, in that game. I talked about his I think he had 95% passing rate. He had he was pretty he won the majority of his duels. He was involved in a lot of, and you think about the fact that he is the player that if we don't give the ball to Gravenberch out the back line, he is the way that we progress the ball forward with this team pretty much now. We don't see a lot of diagonals from we occasionally do, but we don't see that many from BVD nowadays, and we certainly not having a Trent Alexander-Arnold in the right back. We don't see those progressive passes really going forward with this team. We see more of carrying the ball forward as opposed to passing the ball forward, I think. And it's a big difference with the way that our team operates on the pitch. It brings me to this question now. With the injury with Connor Bradley, out for the season, knee surgery, just had knee surgery. And it's not an easy question to engage, actually, because the right back position for us has been a relative big issue, as in we've had to figure out some type of solutions for when Connor was injured before, or whether Frimpong was injured. We've seen a couple different players been kind of pigeonholed into that role, and I don't know if it's an enormous setback for some with us at the right back. I think it is. I think Connor Bradley was settling nicely into that right back position as being the preferred choice. But it's because right back isn't just a position for Liverpool. It's a functional position, if you want to call it that. It's I just spoke about TAA, or the man formerly known as number 66. And the way that we used to run or get used to running our club was either crosses from Robbo or diagonals or our right back basically orchestrating a lot of our offense. And it's how we normally build. It's how we balance the risk in our team. It's how we create width. And when that becomes unstable, the whole team starts to kind of become unbalanced, become undone. You can see this disjointed here and there. So I'm going to go over some of the options that we have with this team. And you could tell me in the chat, at least those that are sticking with us. I know the little bit of the technical difficulties with StreamYard kind of took away some of our numbers here, but I see some of the OGs still rocking with us, and I appreciate that. All right, option one is the obvious option, and that is Jeremy Frimpong. He's the lead candidate. Frankly, he is in a normal world, I guess you could say. This would be a simple, hey, he's not available. Okay. I don't even know if Frimpong is choice B or not. Maybe he was choice A originally. And the only reason why he's choice B is because we don't have Salah. But now he is a firm choice A when it comes to our right back position. Slot has already said he has to manage his minutes. January is brutal. 9 games, limited defenders, and you're asking one player to cover a massive role while also staying explosive, not tweaking that hamstring that he already has once in the season. Then option 2 is Joe Gomez. Steady. I would like to consider him reliable. Some would argue, considering his track record, can do the defensive side. I think like no other player on our team can, because he can play right back, center half, or even play left back for us. But we all know the trade-off. You lose attacking thrust, maybe without Frimpong and Gomez. The difference between Frimpong and Gomez, and you can't flick between Frimpong and Gomez without changing the identity of what you're trying to bring on that right side. That's not a small tweak. That's a tactical flip. We get it. We got it. And then there's option 3. Option 3 is the makeshift midfielder fullback option. And that means either Szoboszlai or Curtis Jones. Slot has literally said he doesn't want to do it, which is promising to hear. But the issue is he's done it before, and he might do it again. The 4th option is this. It's an option, and this is where it's going to get interesting. This is the option that I would like to see us engage in. Calvin Ramsay. He's a natural right back. He's finally fit. He had injuries really hamper his ability to get featured in his loan deals. And with Bradley's injury, maybe this is his sliding door opportunity to be a part of this club going forward. The 5th option out there, and I know it's a lot. I'm trying to drop as many options as I can for you. The 5th option is go out there, bring in a player, sign someone. I know that's not necessarily Liverpool's MO. They don't do short-term panic buys. And I know David Ornstein has even spoken on the fact that, or Ornstein's line about not making a permanent signing for this period is what is not only how our team operates, but how we are going to proceed. So we're left with this. Liverpool are going to try to patch right back with internal solutions, and that puts huge pressure on Slot to maintain the semblance of progress with our team, and also manage minutes, maintain progress, performance. I'm going to ask this to the panel. If you had to pick one of those solutions I asked, one of the solutions I offered as the main plan until the season ends, because Bradley's not going to be a part of the season any longer, at least on the playing pitch. Who is it for you? Is it Frimpong? Is it Gomez? Is it the Dom or Jones combo? Is it Ramsay? Or are you going to go out of the playing book and say, bring back a right back signature in this window? What is it for you, Lee?
I think he's more than likely to use Gomez before Ramsay at right back, but not so much as a starter. I don't think as a late sub, to it, so Frimpong doesn't have to play the entire game every time, because we want to take it easy with Frimpong. I think he might be more inclined to use Gomez than Ramsay, but I'd be up for Ramsay being given a shot. shot at redemption. I don't think it's ever going to take off here for him after everything that's happened to him, but he could still play a part this season and, really help us. That's if Slot thinks he's up to it. That's all it boils down to, doesn't it, really? He's in the squad, but would he use him is the question. Because it's been a long time now since he's played for us. But, could happen. But I feel he's more likely to go down the Gomez option. Don't want to be seeing Dom again at right back anymore unless it's strictly necessary. I just prefer Frimpong to be there now. He's the one fit right back we've got. And I'm liking him coming from deep, and getting on the outside. As much as I like him in the right wing position, we have got other players there, and we really do need him at right back at the moment.
Okay. Glad to see we got some of our audience back. Maybe they see us actually being able to communicate with each other. How about for you? JK?
Me, I'm going Frimpong. Because, look, you've seen the energy he brings, and we had Trent, who was like an attacker more than a defender, you know what I mean? So Frimpong looks like that. I think if Frimpong improves his crossing, he'll slot into that right back position easier, because when Salah comes and he's going to get into the team, it's going to be Salah in front of him. And that might work with them too. We don't know, But for me, Frimpong's the guy. And for me, I'd use Ramsay. Ramsay, that game against Barnsley was a perfect game for Ramsay to just play starting right back.
I don't know why we didn't do that.
Slot, what you doing there, man? I don't understand it, bro. And the thing is, if you're bringing Konate on, why don't you just start Konate and Gomez? Because Virgil needs more of a rest than Konate. Yeah,
absolutely.
So these little sort of maneuvers, I don't understand it sometimes, Arnie. Like Gomez, he needs a few games. Like, he's coming back from injury. I would have played it like he played anyway. But Ramsay, he should have got game time, man. He didn't even come on as sub, bro.
Okay. So who you going with, though? Who's your choice? Oh, Frimpong. Okay.
With Ramsay
so
as his industry.
Two Frimpong. Yeah, two Frimpong votes. Okay. I asked the chat to weigh in with their answer as to where they would be with it. But I guess the reason why I'm bringing up this as a major topic, at least, is because if we treat the right back like a weekly experiment, that's going to have impact on our continuity. The team will never settle. The consistency will be always uncertain. And
we
if you
we had 4 different right backs in one game, bro. You know what's going on with this right back position?
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, we've got Conor Bradley, Ramsay, Frimpong, and Joe Gomez, who can play there.
Yeah.
Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai as well now, all of a sudden. But you know what I mean? So that shouldn't be the biggest problem of our season, the right back position. Because when you think about the left back position, you got Robertson and Kirkes. Robertson don't play, Kirkes does. If Kirkes don't, Robertson does. Bang, bang. You know, recently he's been more Kirkes than Robertson, but the right back situation has been a headache all season with Slot. And then he had one game where it was 3 or 4 right backs. We had different right backs. I was like, what the hell's going on here? It unsettles the team. Hence why what game was it? There was a game recently where Slot didn't make a sub until really late.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Fulham?
It was Arsenal.
Yeah. There you go. And you got a display of a bit more solidness. Why? Player knows he ain't coming off in 5 minutes.
He did. He probably wouldn't have even made that sub if Conor Bradley hadn't been hurt. He probably wouldn't have even made that sub.
Yeah,
he probably would have saw all 11 play 90 minutes.
And that's been Slot's downfall for me this season. Just messing up. Like, when you play football, bro, you don't want to come off knowing you're going to come off in the 68th minute. It's just like, you don't want it. You know what I mean, bro? And when you know that, it sort of takes a bit of your energy away from you. Players need to play a full 90 sometimes. You know what I mean, bro? That's what they're getting paid for. They should play a full 90. And if the team's not losing, keep the same fucking team there. You know?
Yeah, there was I don't know if you saw that clip that we played yesterday, but or if you remember that clip we played yesterday, but it was the shot I showed. Someone had a fan cam, you know, he's using his phone, and they showed Chiesa before he was subbed off, and he was on the sideline being like, "You subbing me?" Like this is one of the few games I'm going to actually be able to like where I probably should play 90 in, and our starters should see less, if any minutes at all, should see maybe, you know, very limited minutes at all in this game, and yet you're subbing me.
Yeah.
And you can see he was pretty dejected. He was pretty dejected.
Feel sorry for the guy now, bro. Like, come on, Arnie, man. What you doing there, man? Start Calvin Ramsay right back. Give Chiesa a full 90. No brainer. Who else was in there? Virgil shouldn't have started. Could have played Kanate and Gomez. Yeah, weird, man.
Well, oops, let me do that. But what I was going to say is let's zoom out a little bit. Let's because the right back isn't just about who plays there. It's about what it does to the center backs, to the midfielders, to the whole rhythm of Liverpool's game, I think. And that is something that you have to really keep in mind. So here's a domino effect. If Gomez plays right back, center back depth becomes non-existent. Let's be honest. It becomes Robbo as possibly like a center half option, basically, you know, or maybe you're asking a youth academy player or a midfielder like a Gravenberch to fill in as a center half, and that's not a place where you want to be, at least. If Dom or Curtis plays right back, you lose the midfield. You lose options in your midfield. You lose the midfield control that you've been working all year to establish. You're taking ball carriers and pressers out of the engine room and putting them in a role where defensive positioning is totally different and the likes. Now, if we go with the options that our panelists went with, or JK and Lee went with, if Frimpong plays every match, you risk overloading. And his greatest weapon is pace and explosiveness. And the first thing that disappears when fatigue kicks in is just that. And then if you go with the Ramsay option, it's a massive gamble, of course, on sharpness, fitness, confidence. But it's also about pure football. And why I say that is because I think Ramsay is a natural right back, so he creates a natural solution to that role. And that's the reason why I think it's so important, because Liverpool are about to hit a run of fixtures where away games and transitions are going to matter. Marseille away, I'm not saying start Ramsay for one of his first games or one of his Premier League debuts, or not Premier League debuts, Champions League debuts at Marseille. That's a tough game. Karabag, different story. Karabag home, different story. Marseille away, okay, maybe not. Bournemouth away, who knows? Maybe you do against Bournemouth now, especially that they own Semenyo and you have maybe a little bit less, volatile offering from them on that opposition side. But these are not games where you can afford learning on the job. I understand that, at fullback at least. But Slot has to choose. Do we prioritize stability and structure, even if it means less attacking flair, or do we keep the attacking identity accept the defensive risk. That's why I'm going to ask Lee this question. Would you rather Liverpool be defensively solid with like a Gomez at right back, or more dangerous with Frimpong and accept the risk?
Yeah, dangerous with Frimpong and accept the risk. Try and hurt teams.
Mm-hmm.
We could definitely use Joe, like, what I was saying before about Frimpong. I want to manage his minutes. I want him to start the games, like, for all the games now. But if we can take him off, like in games, 75 minutes or 80 minutes sometimes, I think it'd be a help just to make sure that we keep him fit. We don't overload him, because he's had a couple of injuries this season. And if if we get him injured again by overplaying him, we'll be in trouble.
Yeah. What about for you, JK?
Yeah, before I start, I just agree with what Jimmy wrote there. If Slot doesn't really like it's so bad. Look at Kwanzaa, kid got no chance. Bang on. I don't understand that one. He destroyed Kwanzaa's career, really, in a weird sort of way. It's like, come on. I was pissed off with that, really, with the way Slot handled that. Like for me, football is a human thing. Like the manager, he's got to get a job done, but he's got to keep the whole family happy, like keep it sweet with everyone and make sure there's no bad energies coming his way. Look at the bad energies this season, bro, because it's affected us on the pitch. So keeping everyone happy in that is important, bro, because look at Klopp. There's not one player, bar Sacco, I could say that there was any bad vibes. Yeah, Salah on when he came on as sub against West Ham. Other than that, bro, there's nothing. So, but for me, I'll go Frimpong. I just like his enthusiasm, and I think since he's come into the team where he's getting run of games now, we've needed it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We have been conceding too many cheap moments, I would call it, and we can't afford any cheap moments at Marseille. We need to win that game at Marseille, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go as far as to say it's an all or nothing game. I wouldn't go as far as that, but it's certainly a game where we need to make a difference in that game. Even if we get a draw, we need something of a run, because that will. If we win at Marseille, it'll pretty much assure us that we're getting top 8. If we draw, it'll at least be a point further towards us qualifying for the playoff rounds. I know we do have another game at the end of the season, or not, excuse me, at the end of the league stage in the Champions League against Karabakh, a game that we should win, a game that's at home for us as well. But you never know. This year has been full of weird circumstances. So don't take any game lightly. And we can't take that one, nor can we take Marseille lightly at all, I think. But do you think Calvin Ramsay is a realistic solution? Or is that just me, I don't know, maybe playing Football Manager in my mind a little bit too much when it comes to trying to bring out a solution for our right back?
Look, bro, the Barnsley game was the perfect opportunity to pay Ramsay. He didn't get a game. This Disney knows that, bro. Simple as that. What do you like? Arnie Slot will only pay Ramsay if Gomez is not there available. Frimpong, Conor Bradley, Szoboszlai, and Curtis Jones, bro. All their mans are before Ramsay to play right back. And there's your answer. I like Ramsay. I think. Look, he's getting more involved, like on the subs bench and all this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? He was here a while back. You never say he'll be on our subs bench, but he's got there, so he must be doing something right. Play the lad. Let the fans see him and tell you what you reckon of him. He might be turned into a gem.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is. He don't really trust potential. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Maybe he's not. Maybe he's a little bit too far gone from being able to trust potential. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, but potential is there. Potential comes from a youth sort of player, younger generation footballer. So you don't have to really focus on them. They just trot along by training every day with the big boys. So that potential isn't really going to hinder your way of playing football with the first team. So you just bring the potential along, train with them, let them get on the subs bench. But when there's any opportunity to let them play, let them play. Barnsley at home in an FA Cup tie is the perfect game. Colin Ramsay to play, Naoni, Rio, Chiesa. There you go, I can name a team already. So, come on, man. I couldn't believe my eyes when I seen Virgil was on the starting lineup. I was like, what the hell's going on, man?
Yeah. Look, if we just get and maybe Lee agrees with me on this one, or maybe he doesn't, but if we can just get, and I'm not asking for a Ramsey to come out and look like Trent Alexander-Arnold reborn. I'm not asking for him to be some, premonition of like, oh, it's a star born. What I am asking is a 7 out of 10. That's all I'm looking for. Be defensively sound and to provide a 7 out of 10 type reliability. And I think that could be a better solution than shifting, trying to take away from our center half role by taking Gomez out of the running, by playing him at right back, by taking possibly one of our more options available when it comes to, or for our midfield when it comes to Jones or Dom. And certainly, I can understand. I'm not against playing Frimpong at right back, but I want to see some rotation of Frimpong and Ramsay at the role, and that's going to require him figuring out the fixtures where he's going to be able to get this player some rhythm to be reliable. You're with me on that, or is that going too far?
No, I'd like to think that we'd be able to count on him, like if we need him, definitely. Because he had so much talent, like when we bought him, he's tipped for big things, wasn't he? But then the injuries curtailed it all for him, like so many other players. But it would be great to see him back in the side, just for that reason alone, to see that little bit of redemption for him, because it was tough on him. Like, you always feel sorry for players who come to the club and they don't even get to appear because they get injured. You know what I mean? They never even play. So that part of it would be satisfying. But I'm sure they wouldn't have Maiden in the squad though if they didn't think he was, half decent. It's just whether Arnie thinks he can rely on him in high stakes games. We won't see him starting games, but I'm hoping that he might get some sub appearances, as I said, to help rest Frimpong's legs. Because I would prefer Joe to be employed at centre back when we use him. Although, if Arnie feels it's the right move, to play with a defensive full back, then let him go for it. Like if that's part of his master plan. But we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, we got. There you go. Pops is offering.
Bless Pops. A few moments ago, I was just thinking, Ramsay could be like a Steve Finnan for us. Traditional right back, not great going forward, but gets stuck in and just plays the position well.
Right.
And his man, he takes that up there. And I was like, wow, nice one, Pops.
Yeah.
You know what? He was so good, Finnan, wasn't he? He was like quite from Fulham. And he was good at both things, actually. He was really good defensively, really dogged. But he was good going forward. His crossing was excellent. He set up some great goals with his crossing, didn't he, Finn? I think he was a winger. He's another one. He's another right back who was a right winger to start off with, and then farm back to right back. I think he played right wing for Ireland quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was excellent for us, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Take care, Jimmy,
Yeah.
bro. Have a good one, man.
Yeah. Night. Yeah. That's a good shout. That's a really good shout, actually. But we'll see. I don't know if this.
He can play right back.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. We'll see. We'll see. Well, while we're on the topic of things ruining our week, let's talk about VAR, because absolutely, VAR is not a friend to a lot of us. I know that we hear that whole live VAR pool BS. I don't think it's really should be used for those purposes of being banter for us. I think. Well, we've had some really bad. We've had some breaks, but we've also had some very, very bad decisions go against us. And why I'm bringing up VAR is because apparently only 2 clubs have had it worse than Liverpool. And that explains a lot of the range or the rage that we've been carrying in some of these exploits, some of these different segments that we get opportunities to kind of voice our frustrations. But VAR is just that. It is a word when you hear it. Not many people are really, really loving to hear it be mentioned. It's taken out. It's definitely brought a different aspect to our game in the way that we can appreciate it. By the way that we are unable to sometimes even celebrate goals, and that can be frustrating. But according to the BBC and the Key Match Incidents Panel, VAR mistakes are up by 30% in the first half of this season.
Wow.
That's trouble. The fact that VAR is getting worse rather than getting better is troubling beyond words.
Comical, bro.
Yeah.
The other day, Wirtz was offside, but they gave his goal. Not against Barnsley. What game was that? Was it the Fulham game? No. He was offside, bro, anyway. And we got the goal, so it was a mad one. I think it was Fulham.
It's close. It was close. I've seen the. I don't know if I have the. I think I might have it. Let me think of if I have it or not.
But the picture.
It was close.
I just felt he was offside, bro.
I feel you. I can understand that. That.
Fulham, yeah.
I can understand that one.
Words, man.
I'd have to look for it. Maybe see. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I probably won't be able to just locate it on the whim like that. But there was a photo that showed it was emphasizing more about his his being fouled in the box, which was a foul, by the way. That should have been a penalty kick.
Yeah.
But it also showed the image of the semi-automatic image of how they drew the line, and it was close. I think it was because they're trying to make an effort to give the benefit of the doubt nowadays.
No, I'm not
to
no.
You're not into that?
Nah, man. Get it right or don't do it. Simple.
Okay.
And like what Pops is saying there, 5 centimeter margin for error. That's a bit mad, isn't it? Right, so they know they're going to mess it up and get it wrong. So they gave themselves 5 centimeters to get away with it. Oh, it's too funny.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Really, it's like it's a lot of like they've also made the line a thicker line when it comes to the approach that they bring. I'm trying to see if I can find that image real quick for you because I'm pretty sure I did um, save it at least. I hope I can find it. Wasn't that recent? How far back? No, I don't think I have it in here. Another time, I'll look for it. I'll share it in our group chat. But again, 30% is a lot though.
Yeah, it is.
And here's the part that probably matters to all of us. At the halfway stage, only Everton and Fulham have had more unfavorable outcomes than Liverpool. I know probably most of you were probably expecting that to be Arsenal or maybe even, well, not City, because that's a whole different story. Don't say anything because I don't want to get sued. I don't want to get the channel sued or something about City. But you might have thought Arsenal, or maybe you thought, I don't know, Villa, maybe. I don't know. More so Arsenal, and definitely favorable in City's points. But Everton and Fulham are the only teams that have had more unfavorable outcomes than Liverpool. Liverpool's net balance is sitting at -2 with penalties and red cards, basically. And that's what is being calculated to go against contributing to a net goals of an impact of -3, basically, is what they're accounting it to be. And the examples of what they use probably will be annoying. Virgil van Dijk's goal at Manchester City, which was wiped out because Robbo was judged to be interfering from an offside position. You all remember that? Very next week, I think it was the very next week, they had a player. I think it was very next week they had a player do the exact same thing, and I think it was for Manchester United too, by the way. And I think that was like ruled as a goal. The other was Leeds getting a penalty after it wasn't given on the pitch when VAR intervened and they gave Konate a foul. You all remember that, and the penalty was scored on us. That probably was harsh. I think that was possibly a little bit of a harsh call, but it was certainly a call that if you're going to give that, then I don't see why, for instance, a call like the Verts call doesn't get booked. And the maddest part about this is Liverpool haven't had a penalty in their favor from VAR so far this season. Let me repeat that. VAR has not given us any benefit of the doubt when giving a penalty this season in the Premier League. Meanwhile, other clubs like Manchester United have had 3 penalties reviewed by VAR and given. So the question becomes, is this bad luck? Or is this some, tin hat style conspiracy? Or is this the modern game punishing Liverpool because we play on fine margins and the officials are inconsistent? It's a real question. But do you think VAR has generally cost Liverpool points this season? Or are we using VAR or is us bringing this up going to be seen as us using VAR as a cover for poor performances? Which do you think is more of? I'll ask that of Lee, if he's with us.
Yeah, there's been a lot of poor performances, but we have had some poor decisions. Plenty of other sides have had poor decisions, though. We have had some doozies this season, though. Virgil's equaliser at Man City being the one that really stuck in me craw. There's no wrong with that goal. But,
that was a momentum killer. That was a momentum killer too, by the way.
Very much so. That was a different game if we equalised there. But yeah, it's just been our bad form, like, really, hasn't it? You know what I mean? We can't really complain too much this season. We just haven't been good enough a lot of the time, like. But we have had some stinking decisions, and we do seem to be on the end of them more than the other big clubs, I would say. Sometimes, to me anyway, but that's because I'm a Liverpool fan, I think. That.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I think it could be both. Some calls are brutal, but we also give VAR the opportunity by not killing off games ourselves. We should just, not have to rely on VAR at all. But it's a weird situation. It's a weird situation. JK, are you in the same? Do you think that VAR has been a little bit unsavory to us, or
I can't really say it has. I'm not. Last season, yeah. Wolves as well. I think Slott's done more damage than VAR. The lone sheep. I sort of agree with him, bro. Yeah, VAR don't really pay attention to it no more. It's a joke. They waste so much time. It takes the enjoyment of football. It's like now, look, for me, what's the most enjoyable thing about football? It's when that ball crosses the line and everyone just goes on a mad one. What you're doing now is getting players waiting to see if the linesman's got his flag up. The flag's gone up. They're waiting 2 minutes, waiting 3 minutes, and still they can't decide. Then the goal's given. The enjoyment's gone, bro. I like VAR to a level because why? It sort of cuts out any false decisions, But as you've said, it's gone 30% down, bro. So they're not doing a good job, man.
Yeah, they're going the wrong direction when it comes to proficiency. But
what Oliver James says, Sensei, he onboarded, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, the unforgivable. Yeah, it goes to tell you why VAR becomes a massive issue for Liverpool fans. I think it's because it's an emotional buildup. We invest a lot in these games, and to have it taken away by some person in a booth that isn't necessarily feeling the tempo. Like, as in, sometimes VAR makes these decisions, and he doesn't allow for sometimes they make the decisions, and they don't even allow for the referee on the pitch to give the thumbs up or thumbs down on the decision. Sometimes decisions are made for the referee.
Look, bro, when you look at anything to do with the possible penalty, the referee should be straight away, still waiting for them to tell him to go to the screen, on his way to the screen. It's simple. Like, they waste a minute there, minute 30, just by that. For me, VAR stands for vultures and rats. Vultures just sit there all day perking on things, looking, and then the rats are trying to mingle and trying to just mess up everything. That's VAR, bro.
Wow. Okay. That's an ingenuitive way of breaking down the acronym. Okay. I think the 5 minute, sometimes they'll take longer to review calls. That is absolutely torturous. It is you'll see certain calls that are pretty much cut and dry, and yet it seems like they're almost looking for a reason to take the goal away or to prevent you from getting the call or whatever it is. That inconsistency feels personal sometimes. And the longer delays get, the more it kills momentum. We all know that. So it's something that I just wanted to speak on. It's weird that we're going to have to talk about this. This wasn't a part of our game, 15, 20 years ago. There was no VAR, but now it's a consistent thing that doesn't seem like it's going to be going away. So the stop-start theater is going to continue with the VAR. Yeah. We're going to have to get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to say, this isn't me saying I want to scrap VAR, by the way. It's not me saying there are positives, for VAR. There are positives. But one part of VAR, and I will say this before we end up leaving this segment, one part of VAR that I do or want to see again, or want to see more so, is out of bounds. If the ball goes out of play for a corner or a goal kick, I would like to see for calls that aren't cut and dry, or for calls that you see in the replay that they got wrong, I would like to see them be able to overturn calls and get them right. I think that's important because that I've seen opportunities for ourselves, and it's something that goes back even to 3-4 years prior to this. So this is something I've been harping on. You'll see a ball go out, and it's on the replay. You'll honestly see who makes the last contact, and yet the referee didn't see it, and he gives a goal kick. That could be the difference of you getting that one last corner kick opportunity, or you now having to try to win back the ball from a goal kick. That's a major difference. Something I would like to see Wenger. I know he's a part of the rules committee. I would like to see him press that more so than trying to change throw-ins or blue cards or whatever they're trying to bring to the game going forward. Pops is saying how
game a lot, hasn't it? VAR, with the delays and that, not being able to celebrate goals for ages sometimes. It's made a lot of difference to it. I think you probably get a lot of mixed opinions on whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
I get it too. Look, there are times like in the NBA they do it, in NFL, NBA. There's different sports. I'm not trying to equate that, but what I am saying is that the difference of possession or the difference of an opportunity as big, especially in football, as big as a corner kick or a goal kick could make a difference. It could result in you having to, regain the ball back in your third and progress it forward for a goal, or you having a corner that progresses in or progresses into an opportunity for you to score some type of header or the likes. And I agree. Pops is saying, how about the linesmen do their job and stop looking at the refs for help?
They're scared to put the flag up now.
Yeah, they don't do.
They'd rather someone run like an idiot into the box, goalie smashes into him, then the fucking flag goes up and the guy's injured for the rest of the season. He's so I can understand it logically about letting the game carry on, but at the end of the day, it could be all a waste of time. Because imagine he shoots, runs, and at the same time he hits the post with his head, and he's offside. So that element of it, I don't really like. They've got to get their job as a linesman right and put the flag up. So
I saw Dara bring up this player, and now I see Hylor reinserting the name of Keith Smith from AZ Alkmaar. Very talented player, Dutch midfielder, definitely talented. We spoke on this yesterday, actually. I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before, but one of those days we did have a whole segment dedicated to Keith Smith.
Keith
and
Sweat.
Yeah, I know. Sounds like Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat, bro. I've seen him in concert, actually, Keith Sweat.
Oh my goodness. All right. But Keith Smith, the price tag that they're offering out right now currently for Keith Smith is in the ballpark of £52 million, I believe it was.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I know some might say, "Oh, well, the market is a little bit, more forgiving with the numbers when you're trying to, get some transfers that are going out But considering that we're trying to bring this player into our squad, £52 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Potential as well, isn't it?
He has some potential, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a lot of money.
And what I've seen of him, he seems cool. Seems like a good little player. He looks tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll see, bro. We can't really say. How old is he? You know?
I think he's under. He is young. He
About
is young.
18, 19 or something, isn't he?
No. He's not that young.
No?
Let me see.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, you're right. Actually, I thought he was 20 years old, but he's 19.
Oh wow. Yeah, fair play to him. He looks good. Good little player.
Yeah, good little player. I know the one thing about that though is that it's at 52 million now, but they're talking about it as if it's going to be a bidding war possibly for the player. So
Between who?
Well, Newcastle are very interested in him. I know that Manchester United were even regarding supposedly poised to possibly be involved in going for him. Couple different teams.
Yeah. Imagine he was already with us. Klopp brought him in when he was 17 and he was already with us. Can you honestly say Arne Slot would have used him this season? You know what I mean? There you go.
He wouldn't have been used.
Huh?
He wouldn't have been used in our
Not
lineup.
really. He wouldn't be, bro. You'd be getting Rio out Rio game time, you know what I mean? Oh, blessing on too.
I know, Auntie.
Yeah, big up JK. Big up Lee, man. 12 disappeared, has he?
No, he's frozen, isn't he?
Oh, am I frozen?
Oh, no, he's okay now.
Yeah, you go.
No, he's okay now. Slowly come back. We're talking about that player, Keith Smith.
Oh, yeah, the next Dutch one, the kid we were linked to. Yeah, I've heard rumours about him. Schmitter. Not another Dutch man. You might as well call it Liverpool Dutch FC.
Isn't it? Dutch pool.
Dutch pool, exactly. Dutch pool.
Yeah. When was it the last time? I don't know, I'm just trying to just see something. Did you hear about the fact that Arsenal are thinking about going for Gordon, by the way?
Anthony Gordon?
What?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's a lie, man, because they don't need
How many
him for
wingers
what?
do they want, bro?
Nah, I think that's a lie. I don't believe that.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all.
There's more chances getting him than him going there.
Yeah.
I just feel. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
Nah. I wonder who made that one up. I love to know.
Says recent reports indicate Arsenal is targeting Newcastle winger Anthony Gordon for a potential summer transfer, viewing him as a high-intensity ball-carrying forward who fits Arteta's system.
No, I still call it rubbish anyway. I mean, no.
Helio says you could call us the Flying Dutchman. I reckon you can call us the Walking Dutchman.
Yeah. Chad, you came from red to orange, man.
Oh. There was one last segment here that I had that I wanted to get in before we run out of time. My captain, your captain, our captain, okay? Roger Van Dijk has been voted into the EA Sports FC Team of the Year for the 7th time. 7 times he's been voted into this team. I know you're probably going to roll your eyes at the gaming side of what I'm saying and saying, oh, that's just a video game, voting him into it, whatever. But I get it. I get you. But all the same, the reason this matters is simple. It's voted on by fans. So this is something of us as fans having a real active part in announcing who we believe should be participating in this in this award. And it's millions of people saying this guy is still that guy. Whether it's Frimpong saying the blessings that he passed on to our living legend, Virgil van Dijk, or even if it's Quasi Bowl giving up the props for our captain as well. We all do see that Virgil van Dijk is an exceptional player. And in a season where Liverpool have been inconsistent, where the mood has been heavy at times, where questions are flying around the manager and the squad, I will tell you this: for all those that have questioned Virgil's leadership, or whether he's, done, and whether he's, long gone past his prime and the likes and the such, Virgil has still been one of our pillars. We spoke on, I think, what was it, 19 games he's played or something like that straight, where he's put in 90 minutes for our team. He's lifted his second Premier League title or trophy in 2025 last year. He's still carrying that aura. I know some certainly think that it's different, but that's a debate we can have. He's still carrying that calmness, that assuredness that I think he does assert. Still carries that leadership. And I do emphasize that word leadership, because it's not easy to be a leader on a team that is struggling. It's not easy, because people look for you for answers. They look for you for direction. And you're also dealing with a case where you're dealing with men, not boys. But this quote says it all. Proud to be named in it. This is him saying this, obviously. Proud to be named in it and grateful for the fans who voted. And that's what Virgil represents, I think, personally right now. The connection between Liverpool's standards and Liverpool's supporters, I think, is immeasurable. He is a very large pillar when it comes to the presence of what we think of when it comes to Liverpool. And I'll even ask this, because this is like the reality of it all. The team was wobbling. Some would say we're back to where we need, back to being at least relatively more firmly footed than before. Like I said earlier, you look to your captain, you look to the guys who set the temperature, you look to the guys who don't panic when it comes to the pressure boiling and becoming chaotic around you. And whether you're talking about center back stability, I think you can't go across without saying Virgil van Dijk. Salah I believe Salah got inducted into that as well. But are you happy to see Virgil get another accolade, or do you think that maybe the fans got this one wrong on Virgil van Dijk? Nolante. I'll ask Nolante since he's new to the conversation.
In terms of last season, it's a difficult one. He played well. Yeah, I guess. I guess you could call it. I mean, you would say honorable mentions, maybe a Marquinhos, Pacho. He's very good. They're both good for PSG. Apart from those two, maybe Bastoni. But yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I don't think. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. No, I'm fine. Yeah, I think he deserves it. So that's not a problem.
No problem. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. How about for you, JK? Oh, maybe not. Or how about? Oh yeah, you're with us. Okay.
Could you repeat the question, bro?
Do you think he's deserving of this award? Do you think that
the best centre back since Alan Hampton, so he deserves everything he gets on.
Okay, that's easy said.
Mhm.
How about for you, Lee? Oh, maybe Lee is making, I don't know, tea and biscuits or tea and crumpets. Is that what it is, right?
Yeah, he's making his usual peanut butter
I know.
sandwich,
Maybe.
late night snack.
Yeah. Make a little peanut butter sandwich or something like that right now. I don't know what Lee's doing. He's not on mute, so I would think that he is there. Maybe not. I'll see if I can find the actual team for you. I'll bring it up for you in just 1 second.
Mhm.
All right, let me see if I can bring up the entire team for you. Bring this image up. Let me see. I think this is it. Is this it? This is it. Okay, I'll show you the team in 1 second. Let me pull up the image. Pull this up on here as well, and tell me what you think about the players that are included in this list. Just tell me if you agree with this list or not. All right. This is the team that they voted in. This is the team they voted in. How you feel about that? This is the team. Do you got Lee, Nalante, JK, any of you guys still with us?
Yeah. Still there.
Okay.
Still there.
Okay. How do you feel about this team? You got Mbappe on the left, Haaland and Dembele up front with him. Got Rice, Coutinho, you got Pedri in the middle. You got Nuno Mendes as the left back. VVD is our lone Liverpool player. Saliba made it as the center back pair for Van Dijk. Kunde was the right back choice, and Donnarumma as the goalkeeper. How are you feeling about this? Tell us in the chat too what you think. Tell us in the chat what you think. I'm gonna say, don't be shy.
Yes, chat. Never shy.
Yeah.
I agree. Lone Shreps. Yeah. Good. Joe Kunde had a good season, but yeah, Hakimi. Yeah, I agree. Lone Sheep. Salah over Dembele. No. Mm-mm. Haaland had a good season. I might drop Haaland actually. To be fair,
Really?
last season, yeah, for the year, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have gone. If you're gonna put Mbappe, I'm okay with that. If you're gonna drop Haaland because of he had a bunch of injuries last season. So if you're gonna drop Haaland, I can understand that for that reason at least. But I would then move Dembele to that striker role, and then put Salah in as the right wing choice.
Yeah, you could do or swap Dembele with Mbappe, wherever you want, fluid.
Oh, that's a shout.
Yeah.
That is a strong shout.
Yeah.
Kane had an incredible year last year.
He won the league, innit? And Mbappe,
I think he was the Golden Boot winner for the Bundesliga last year too. I believe he was. Yeah, I know he had a bag of gold.
Yeah, he won it. Yeah, and they won the Golden Boot. Yeah, he won the Bundesliga Golden Boot. That's true, Kane. But I still have Mbappe. Scored. Okay. Yeah, I think he won. I'm sure Mbappe won the Golden Boot. He did, yeah. Or you could say he didn't win the league, but I think it's. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think did Mbappe outscore Kane in the Champions League? Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
I'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
Look that up. 2024, 25 Champions League. Let's see. That's 20. Let's see. Let's see. Player stats. No, the Kane was third in scoring in the league in Champions League last year. So Rafinha had 13. Guirassy for Dortmund had 13.
Okay.
And Kane and Lewandowski both had 11.
Okay, how much did Mbappe have?
He's not in the top 5. Let me see.
Oh, damn. Okay. Maybe I might have to.
Mbappe was 9th in Champions League scoring. He had 7 goals.
Then maybe, yeah, I might have to team of the year. I might have to take Mbappe out then.
Yeah, Haaland had 8 goals.
Yeah, decent season. Yeah, decent, but Salah, yeah, so Salah, Kane, and Dembele. That long said.
He's saying Mbappe's goals counted for nothing. The other 3 players have trophies and the numbers. You can see that. I can see what he's saying. You can put if you put in that front line. If you want to put it, you could put in that front line Salah, Kane, and Dembele. I know you're playing Dembele on the left. I get that. He's not necessarily left wing, but or he doesn't necessarily play left wing for PSG. But you can make an argument for that because those 3 players, all 3 players, were major contributors to their teams winning the league. All 3 of those teams, their teams won major leagues and were major contributors in that. And you could also put in Dembele with the Champions League finish as well. I'd go with that shout.
Like, when you look at it, like it looks solid, doesn't it? Like, and skillful, and it has plenty of goals. I can't see an awful lot wrong with it. I would probably take Rice out of it myself. I'm not a big fan of Rice.
I know.
Yeah. He is good though. He is really good. It'd be wrong to say he isn't. Like. But Haaland with his goals, Mbappe with his goals, Dembele with goals and creativity. Yeah, looks like a really good team. Pesley, Vecina, nice, good back 4.
I mean, it shows. I mean that they have a little bit of maybe the Champions League's getting a little bit of extra interest because they've got 4. Donnarumma at the time was with PSG when a lot of his accolades that people are probably weighing in. So that would be 4 PSG players.
He's a really good defender. It's good team. Like it's nice and solid. Like really good defense actually. When you look at that, and Kunde, Saliba, Van Dijk, Mendes.
Is there any other players that you'd substitute out? Lee or Novante, or if JK's back with us?
I think that's a good team. That actually, like usually when I look at these teams that they've put together, I'm like, I wouldn't have him, but that looks really good, and it looks like a team that could potentially play together as well and function.
I would put Fabian Ruiz in there. I would put him in there. It's just a question: do I take off Rice or Pedri?
No Hakimi for a right back.
Yeah, Hakimi, I'll take him over Kunde. And defensively, you could say
Rice makes it for all 3 of you, or not all 3 of you, because I know Lee doesn't say, but Rice makes it in for you, JK and Alate.
Not for me, when in the corner. No, actually, he beat Real Madrid, didn't they, twice?
Them free kicks, he played quite well, to be fair. Champions League. But Pedri, I love it. I love Pedri. This is what I'm saying. If you want to tow trophies, then you say Pedri. But Rice performed well again. That's what I'm
I'll tell
saying.
you. Can I tell you who I think should have been a shout, who's not on here?
Mm.
Is Rafinha. Rafinha had an excellent year.
Okay.
100%.
But who's he gonna replace?
Yeah, that's the question. I'm just putting names
Yeah.
out there now.
Yeah. Unless we take one Pedri out, all right, and do a 4-2-3-1. Yeah, that's true. He does. Yeah, to be fair.
I think Rafinha had an excellent year. Captain of his Barcelona team, actually was a difference maker in a lot of those games for them. And I would have never thought that Rafinha would go from starring at Leeds to become captain of Barcelona, to be honest with you.
Yeah, don't think anyone would. Just goes to show hard work. The right manager rates you, then you get the chance and then shine. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was an interview about him today. Actually, speaking about that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. I'll send you a link in the group chat. But he was just talking about how his first 2 seasons he enjoyed Barcelona, but he's in and out. Barca team under Xavi, and he said he wasn't played the next season. Whoever the manager was, he's going to leave. But he said Flick just gave him a chance, and he just blossomed under him, and he's gone from strength to strength. He got the confidence.
We can go into a major, more of a major conversation about this maybe in another episode. But do you believe that Hansi Flick is the best offensive minded coach in football currently?
I wanted him at Liverpool. He was one guy I thought, yeah, he'd be top. I like his personality,
and
I think he would have been sound. He would have been perfect for us.
Okay. Do you, Devante? I saw an article that said that he's got the best offensive mind in football today.
Yeah, I think someone else was mentioning it. Culture Cams and his friend, his roommate. Yeah, I mean, I like Jake. I wanted Hansi Flick. He was my first choice. I didn't want Lonzo was never my first choice. I wanted Hansi Flick, and just he proves it. The defensive aspect is risky. That's like he's really, really risky. But in terms of a play and attacking and fluidity, yeah. I would say so. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, you could say on a good day with him prime Pep to an extent, but in a different way. But Hansi Flick is So
okay, Lee, you still with us? Are you working on your peanut butter sandwich?
No, I was just actually contemplating making the exact item you just named. But anyways, I really do like Hansi Flick. Yeah, I think he's a good manager.
Okay.
That'd be
any players of this group that you want to replace?
No, I'll stick with that too.
I mean, could I get away with taking Rice out and putting Rafinha in? Maybe could I get away with that?
Get too attacking, I don't know. Without Rice and putting Rafinha in, unless it was a 4-4-2 or something.
Hey,
but. Well, I was thinking of taking Rice, which is one player I thought that about, and I thought, no, you're just being mean.
Yeah, maybe someone, I don't know, maybe someone might have there might be some individuals out there that put Osimhen out there too, maybe, who knows, but.
I think he'll be in there, Rice, largely because of what he did against Madrid, that free kick. I think he scored twice that night. It was that mad free kick, you know what I mean? That's probably helped get him into that team.
This is all fan voted. This is all fan voting too, so it's a fan vote. Just wondering. Yeah. All right. Well, I thought it was cool to see at least one player from our team be represented on this list. Who knows? Maybe you'll see the likes of Ekitike on this list next year, or or Virgil makes a return to this list next year again. Who knows? But for now, Virgil van Dijk is our lone representative on this World 11 by EA Sports. I thought it was kind of cool to talk about it because it's elite. It's elite company. 7-time Team of the Year player for EAFC. Let's go. All right. Well, is there anything that you guys wanted to bring up before we bring this episode to a close?
What day are we playing on this weekend? It is a Saturday game, isn't it? 3 o'clock Saturday.
I believe so.
Mm. Well. Yeah, they put up
it's 3 o'clock Saturday, Lee.
Yeah, they put up a stout rearguard action, seeing how they played on their pitch, like, so definitely going to do the same thing at Anfield, but with a little bit more defensiveness. But I think we should beat them. We better bloody hard, and if we can't beat these, like, then I really am starting to give up on this season. Like, it's starting to lose bloody interest if we can't beat Burnley. So come on, Arnie, rouse your troops and get the points.
Okay. I see. Very interesting. They gave the cover to. They allowed for one of the cover art for the upcoming Burnley game. Was done by Lily, an all red junior member. So congratulations on that honor to have your art be the cover of our next match program. I don't know if you saw.
Nice.
I'll give Lily some props. Future Rembrandt in the making, maybe. Who knows? Well done. So, yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Guess. No. Guess no.
All cool, bro. All cool.
Yeah, all good. All good talk.
Cool.
Yeah, all good.
We'll do a.
Take me to your leader.
It's happened a couple of times tonight.
So 12, you are frozen. You are like a... Yeah, he's gone. Yeah. Right, guys, that's it. That's a wrap. Good night, everyone. God bless. No, we'll wait for 12 to join us back. But yeah, man, Burnley. I mean, I don't know about you two. I'm sure 12 has discussed it. I don't want to hear any low block excuses. Mate, you got the players.
Really, is it like when it's a side like Burnley with their scant resources, like in the players?
Yeah.
If we can't get the better of them over 90 plus minutes, then there really is wrong. I mean, we feel there is anyway. We're struggling, not struggling, but we're not playing well. But if we can't do this, then God help us. God help us.
Yeah. What's happening, Norm? What do you want to discuss, Norm? Message me about the tickets, Norm, if you can. Norm, the tickets, yeah. But yeah, what's on your mind, Norm? This is the Nilante JK and Lee takeover. 12th, obviously. He's I think he's got his girlfriend in the background. That's weird. Well, no, it's it's live air. Only one person can answer that. Lee,
Hey.
That's why I'm playing here at the moment.
yeah, Lee, you got free range to take this question from Norm. Obviously, keep it PG, Lee.
Well, another subject to discuss.
Oh.
It's the Manx Derby at the weekend, isn't it? It's City United.
Yeah.
I want United
Saturday,
to
the
win.
kickoff, yeah.
Now, I know that sounds terrible, wanting Manchester United to win a game, but like I'm not asked because I think it'd do us good if City lost 3 points. Here's the catch, though. Man United are never going to beat Man City this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're going to get the little new manager bounce with Carrick in it, because it's that old OT. But yeah, City need to win. I mean, listen, mate, unfortunately we're not going to do it, but we need Arsenal to be caught again by the boys in blue. But yeah,
I know, just as yet, I haven't totally given up on second place. That's if we were to make a push, like for the rest of the season, like and get a lot of points. So I haven't totally given up on catching City. But we'd definitely catch Villa sooner or later. I would imagine. I'd be shocked if we didn't. And at least get into third place.
yeah, but the problem is, Lee, we can't. We're inconsistent. We win two, and we draw two. This is why I'm worried about the Burnley game, and it's weird because look at the Leeds game. We were abject, and although the Barnsley game, we got the job done, but the performance was poor. It really was. The performance was just sideways, but it's only because we had enough quality. But I was arguing with this with someone. I was, discussing it with Brian on his channel. Obviously, Irishman still there live. I'm for the Irishman, guys. As you know, tell a friend to tell a friend. But yeah, and Robertson, Ekatiki scored. But I'm like, that's great, but I need that against Burnley, etc. Hopefully, that gives them a little bit of confidence. So yes, it's key. It's key.
Yeah, a goal's a goal, isn't it? No matter who you score it against, it gives players confidence. Like, so that's all good. Like for Robertson, Ekatiki to score. Like we scored 3 goals was the best thing about the Barnsley game, wasn't it? Like goals. Like
so yeah.
Just hope we haven't used them all up. Our nice goal quota for the month. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, before my internet conks out again or acts weird, I am going to end the show, but we will be back tomorrow for a preview of the Burnley game. Feels like the preseason, but preview of the Burnley game. We'll be back with hopefully an ensemble of the same, if not the same panel, if not additional people on the panel as well. And hopefully you with us as well. So in the chat, big up to every one of you that joined us, stayed with us, even through some of the ups and downs of my internet here. And we will see you tomorrow. You guys want to say peace?
Nice, everyone.
Peace, people.
All right.
Peace.